Hey everyone, welcome to the multiplayer spawn system meets the AI behavior toolkit. Thanks again for letting me use this pack to the creator of the pack, and let's just jump into it. It's going to be a long video with lots to cover, so keep that in mind. Let me just plug myself in, because otherwise my audio will cut out. There we go. Alright, first thing you want to do is migrate. And then just select the entire folder and migrate it to your AI behavior toolkit. I already did that, so here we go. Open it up. Now there are some issues with the 420 version of this pack, and I read in the forum thread that they don't know why this is happening. So I hope this will get fixed soon. It's unrelated to the spawn system. So you have to go to the creator of the AI Behavior Toolkit to solve those issues. I'll show them right away. So, as you can see, this guy's doing jumping jacks, but on the client, he is not. So that sort of behavior is not really going well. And we have this other bug, is where people are moving. They'll show this weird. You see it? It's like super weird, flashing, glitchy, rotating. That happens on all the characters that move on the client side, see? So that will also happen if we implement the spawn system, but it's unrelated to the spawn system. I hope this gets fixed soon for you guys. And yeah, let's just get into what needs to be done. First, we'll go to project settings, collision, new object channel for player with a default of ignore. Close. Then let's see. Why is it not selecting? I want to find the player character. There we go. In the BP player character, we can then change capsule component to custom and overlap for player only, and keep it on object type pawn. Then in spawn system, spawn location, we will have to replace some settings. Oh, the first one is here. Sphere overlap BP player. I think that's the name of the player. Now I have to basically find all of those. Get the overlapping actors. I think there are 3. Yeah, so we have all 3 now. Okay, that should work. We replaced all of those. So now, when we throw in one of these spawn locations, and let's just throw in a visualizer. Relax, it's only 1. Oh, huh? Okay, it's not only 1, it's 2. What's going on? Why is everything double click? I think my PC is upset. So spawn 2, spawn distance a bit smaller. Update all instances. Now, when we go in, they spawn, and when we leave, do they despawn? Yes, they do. That's great. Go in, they spawn. Go out, they despawn. Awesome. That's step 1. Let me just check my list of things I have to do. Yeah. Okay, next up, structs, spawn AI. We have to replace the BPAI master with the NPC base, which is basically the master of all the AI classes made with the behavior toolkit. So I'll do content browser too. So all of these, all different classes, they all have the same parent, which is great, NPC base. So in ST spawn AI, we replace that and remove zombie. It's not relevant. keep randomization and keep spawn information because there's still things in there that we can use. Now we will have broken spawn location, and you can just click compile and you can replace all these connections. You can remove set variables whenever you run into it, but you'll have to do it later again anyway. So add spawn, replace, and you have to hook it in directly. You can't hook it in the redirection node because those already contain the specific class information, so you have to recreate it. Here again, same story. Enemy, not relevant, delete. Set variables, delete. Set variables, delete. Alright, what else? Just going through them. Disconnect, disconnect. Here, here. Break, break. And that's it. Now we should be able to spawn these guys. NPC guard. So now we have a list of all the different classes. That's great. So when we go in there, hey, we spawn 2 guards. And if we slap them, they'll attack us. And it will all work normally. Great. So, class replaced, logic overhauled. What's next? Despawn logic. Oh yeah, that's next. So we have a bunch of logic here for despawning, and we need to replace this cost to cost NPC base. That's our new. So what do we do first? We check if he is attacking a player character. Now in the previous tutorial I found out how that's done. Find get current attack target. So that would be the player character. I'm gonna open my other project where I tried it for the first time real quick so I can cheat. Doesn't take as long. Now it just takes a long time for me to find it and open it. What did I do? Okay, there we go. So yeah, get current attack target, we have that. Then I did get class. I figured I could compare the class to PP player. Basically what that means is only if we're attacking the a player character will we be allowed to not despawn. So if they're attacking other AI, so if it's AI fighting each other, they'll still despawn. You can change this, of course, as you want. And we need an it's valid. I'm not 100% sure if that's required here. I know it was for mine, so that's what we'll do. So we'll place these, and that's basically replacing this part. I hope that makes sense. So now checking, is the character, the attack target, still valid? And is he actually a player character? Then we have to check death. There is no death variable in the NPC base. There is one, I think, in behavior component. I've seen one somewhere, but just to make sure, in NPC base we go to the event graph, and on damage here, if it's equal smaller, we'll add a variable. We'll call it dead. We'll set it to true. We'll do it right after we found out, so set it to true. And we can now call that get dead. And that will be the replacement for this check. Delete. And then there's one more. Actually, this needs to go here, not here. There we go. And there's one more. Need to cast to BP player, and we need to check if the player isn't secretly dead. So we'll do get health, and we'll check if it's smaller or equal to 0. That's another way of doing it. We could have done that for AI as well. So there's 2 ways of doing it. Despawn is not a function that we have in the NPC base, so we'll just call destroy actor instead of that. So if none of this is applicable, then we can just destroy it. Yeah, alright, cool. Remove one amount from spawn structs. We need to replace that with this one, and we need to replace this with this one. It's a bit messy right now, but yeah, clean it up. So we replaced all that despawn logic. It should make it fine. There's one more place. Here, BP AI master. Cost to NPC base. Pure cost. We can now check that. Is valid. And tech target is valid. There's no warrant, that's basically a tech target. So basically if the character is not, if the AI is still alive but their target died or left, they will return home. Yeah. Okay. That should all be set up in the character itself, basically. Yeah. And set variables, but we're not using that anymore. Okay. So now, if we attack a guy and we take them with us, they will not despawn because we're fighting. And when we come back, a new one will not spawn because it's aware that these two guys are still out here. We're still fighting them. And now they gave up. And now they despawn, so when we go back, they'll respawn. I don't know when they'll give up actually. He gave up. We switch targets. Alright, our companion died. Alright. Delete the companions for a second. Move all these guys away. See what happens when we leave. Yeah, okay, they chase properly. What happens when we die? I've not tested this yet. I think the body will remain. Alright, I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, we replaced the references and now we need to set some other settings. So when you click on one of these guys, you see they have a behavior component with idle settings that are changed per character. There's initial behavior. So what we need to do is create a struct with this info in it. So we'll do blueprint, structure, st idle settings. And open it up. Start with behavior type, idle type, float, workspace, and float. Initial behavior, idle type, max rand location distance. Available workspaces and talking interval. And set some default values. I think these are the default values I've seen from them, so you know they're the same, which is nice. Alright. So let's actually spawn a civilian in the same location as we had the other civilian. And spawn the guard here. So first do the spawn AI structure, create a new variable, call this st, or just call it idle settings, and then make it st idle settings. And then we compile the spawn location. You can see in here, hey, we have idle settings. So for idle settings, we'll add a workspace. This one. Let's check this guy's settings. Idle type random work. Okay. Delete him. Idle type random work. Cool. Now we need to communicate that to the character when we spawn it, because now all we have is we have that information in a struct, but it's not yet in the AI itself. So in the spawn location, go to spawn AI character. You can actually delete this spawn path AI, we don't need it. And then after this, get the structure, break, and we cast to NPC base. And then we're gonna get behavior component. We're gonna set all these variables. Oh, I called it distance. We need to call the second one delay. Look all of these up. and we can select all this, collapse through macro, set default values. There we go. And now we can add that to everywhere where we spawn. There. One more in event graph. There. And that's that. It should have all those default values. So now if we press play, we go in. We set this to 1. Location. There he goes. He walks over and he starts working out. Now, when with 2 players, because it's multiplayer, the same bug will appear on the client. So he walks over. You can see him walk over. He'll do the weird rotating, and he won't really do anything. But on the server, he's moving. But this, once again, it's not working as intended. But this is a bug in the 420 version of the behavior toolkit. So it's either up to you to find a workaround and fix it, or maybe contact the creator. I don't know if it's just something that went wrong when upgrading to 420. Like I said, check out the forum post because there are some other people reporting things. But yeah, he spawns, he works, and we now have that same behavior as you get with the behavior toolkit. Now I'm gonna do one extra step. Let's record the path AI. But you kind of get the idea. You know, you need to get those variables from the variables that you set in the world instance, and you need to get that into the spawn system. So we have here this path guy. He basically uses the patrol settings. So we'll make a new struct for patrol settings as the patrol settings. I'm just gonna have that here. Patrol root, patrol type, patrol root BP, object reference, and patrol type is an enum. So back to the spawn location, back to set default. Oh, back to ST spawn. This step I forgot it again. Patrol settings, ST patrol settings, and break. Patrol root, patrol type. Hook that up. Now that's also being communicated to the AI. And if we do a new one, say okay, we want a guard. He'll start off here. He will random location, or no, patrol I think is what we needed. I don't think stationary matters in this case. And then we select the patrol routes, and we do back and forth. We press play. He will walk over there, start walking that patrol route, and same on this guy, same on the client, works. So when I walk away, they won't despawn, because the other guy is still there. And when this guy walks away, they both despawn. So I think that's how you get most of most of the logic working. I hope this gives you a nice step as to this will give you the knowledge to tackle any other steps you might want to take. If anything's unclear, please let me know. Thanks again for supporting the pack, and I wish you best of luck with your projects. Alright.